Hello and welcome to Our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 279.
It's moving day once again, so we are leaving our adorable room here at Port Orleans Riverside and heading over to Animal Kingdom Lodge Jambo House for the 3-bedroom Grand Villa. But for this one, we only get one night because this is that stay we didn't get last month. They only had one night we could stay the rest of the year. So this is the day we're doing that. So we got all of our stuff packed up, got ready for the day, called Bell Services, asked them to get all of our luggage and transfer it over to Jambo House. And then we headed up front and took a bus over to Epcot. We wanted to see what the status was of the Skyliner after everything that happened last night. Curious how all that's going. They were down when we got back there, and when we talked to some cast members, they were not sure when they would come back. Hopefully not too long. Hopefully they'll get that figured out. But we weren't sure because we were at our room and of course went to sleep last night. So we checked on that and then went back inside Epcot, and right there, right inside was Mickey and Minnie and Goofy. They didn't have too long of a wait, which is impressive because they've had really long lines recently. We just kind of stopped to video for a second but kept going because we're actually super hungry. So we were heading to some of the food booths to get some snacks.
We started with dessert first at the Chocolate Studio. We couldn't help ourselves. They had something I've been wanting to try for a while now. They had a liquid nitrogen chocolate almond truffle that looked really cool. They freeze it right there in front of you and then they grab a hammer and smash it so you can eat it. And this was really refreshing. It was cold, obviously, and really smooth when you eat it. Probably on our list of favorite desserts for sure, because this was just really good.
And because that's not the only chocolate thing they have there, we also got the dark chocolate raspberry tart. This was good as far as the flavor goes, but it was actually kind of crispy, kind of like a cookie, which was really unexpected. Yeah. I think had we known that when we first tried it, it wouldn't have been as different. But we just really weren't fans of the texture because of that. And not that far over, they have the Wine and Dine Studio, which has seared scallops. I always have to try scallops no matter where we are. These were so good, and it was nice to have actual food as well.
From there we went to the Hawaii booth where they had the Kahlua pulled pork sliders. This is a favorite of ours. Yes. We seriously could have eaten an entire plate of these, but we didn't. We just shared the one because we're trying to sample lots of different things. We also got a dessert in Hawaii that was a passion fruit cheesecake with macadamia nuts on it. This was amazing. Probably our all-time favorite dessert at the festival because it's so light and fluffy, just enough sweetness with the passion fruit there, and I love the macadamia nuts on top.
We decided to head out and try and see if our 3-bedroom Granville is ready. So we went to the front and got on a bus and headed over to Jambo House. We got all checked in. They said it wasn't ready yet, which we expected. I mean, it's always a long shot when you have a huge room like that. If it's going to be early, it wasn't. That's okay. So we decided to sit in the lobby and get some work done. I was actually prepping our weekly email and I was working on the blog post for that. Robert was getting ahead on some client work. And while we were sitting there, I heard a guest walk up to the front desk and ask about the scavenger hunt. And I was like, I have a scavenger hunt here? What? And they're like, yeah, here's your paper. And I was like, okay, I need to go ask about this. So I went up front and asked around, and they're like, oh yeah, would you like to do it? I'm like, yes, I would. I didn't even know you had one here of all the times we've stayed here. So they gave me the paper and I went back to tell Robert about it. And when I got back to him, he said, guess what? Our room is ready. So we will not be doing the scavenger hunt today, but at least I know about it so we can do it another time. We packed our laptops up and headed up to our room, and this room is huge. All the Grand Villas have something unique about them. This one, the thing we love the most in here, is the pool table we found when we walked inside, which was awesome. We'll definitely have to play that later. But we wanted to make sure we took pictures and video before it got dark, so we took tons and tons of detailed pictures all over the room, and then Robert did a room tour for Facebook and YouTube.
Now this room we are very excited about because we've not had anything like this in any of the other 3-bedroom villas. We have a pool table room, which looks really cool. So we've got a huge pool table in here. Looks like it's a full-size table. It's got everything, the cue sticks and all the balls and everything. You've got a fun little bar light up above the pool table. We've got some paintings around the room. And then we also have this table over here with a few bar stools and a lamp that apparently, I don't know, we think this looks kind of like Kermit the Frog. And if you'd like to see that entire tour, it is linked down in the description below and up there in the corner. Once we were done with the tour, we did call Bell Services to bring up our luggage, and while we waited on them, we started playing some pool, because how cool is it to have a pool table in
so
your
awesome.
room? So we started playing, and Alyssa actually beat me in the first game, so we played another game, and I won the second game, doing very well. The bags came, so we went and got all those in, and then we played one last game because we had to have a tiebreaker and see who was better, and Alyssa was beating me very soundly before I came back at the end and won for whatever reason. I think she may have let me win, but that's okay. I won 2 out of 3. It was very close on the last one. We had a lot of fun playing, but we had to get ready because there is yet another Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party tonight. We have to go over to Magic Kingdom for that. So we looked through and decided, you know what, we're not going to dress up tonight. We really only have so many costumes that we can wear, and tonight's not one of the nights we're going to use one. We had a beautiful sunset out on our balcony, so we went out and enjoyed that for just a few minutes before heading out to the bus over to Magic Kingdom. When we got there, we went into the park, and it was a little busier than the last couple parties we've been to, so we walked back looking for some characters we haven't seen yet, and we decided to get in line for the Grave Diggers because they have a meet and greet that usually has a 30-45 minute line. This time it looks like it's only about a 20-minute line, which is really good. So we got in line for them and waited our turn, and these guys were so cool to meet. I love them in the parade, but they're even better when you get to meet them in person.
They're also incredibly creepy when they are that close to you because they don't talk, they don't say a word, they just kind of stare into your soul, which is super scary. And it was really unnerving to be that close to them. I love watching them in the parade. It's so awesome. I love the way they do everything there. But being this close to them actually kind of creeped me out. I was like, okay, I'm really glad these pictures are done because I'm not sure I'm going to do this again. They make for great photos. However, they're also super scary.
We walked around the party a little bit more, getting some candy for me and of course some allergy-friendly candy for Alyssa, and decided we're not going to do anything else. There's not crazy wait times tonight, but we really don't want to go see Jack and Sally. They're the last big ones on our list, and we don't have our costumes tonight. So we're just going to go ahead and head on back. We hopped on a bus back to Jumbo House, and when we got there, we were thinking, and we're like, you know what? We haven't been to the fitness center here at Jumbo House. All the times we've stayed, we just haven't gone down there. So we should go check it out. Usually this time of night, there's not many people in there, so we can get it to ourselves and kind of take pictures and stuff. Sure enough, we were the only ones in there, and they have a very, very large fitness center.
It's actually much larger than we expected it to be, and so we were taking lots of pictures, checking out everything they have there, and wouldn't you know it, they have a steam room and a sauna here. They do close them earlier in the night than everything else, so we can't go in there tonight, but at least now we know for next time we're here that we need to use these, and now we can tell you all because we found it. But it was really awesome to be in here late at night and just be able to take pictures and see all the different things they have in here. We went for a walk around the resort because we love walking around the resorts at night, but especially Jumbo House, because you get the sounds of the animals outside, which is really awesome. So we just enjoy walking out there and listening and seeing if we can possibly see an animal. It's really dark, so usually we can't, but you can hear the noises they make, which is really cool. We then headed back to our room, and that was the end of our day today. So we'll see you tomorrow
for our Year with the Ears.